Good morning. I'm getting ready to start a new compost bucket, so since I'm doing that from scratch, I thought that I would bring you along. I know a few videos ago I told you that this mulberry tree had, doubled in size since I put this compost bucket here, and it's again doubled in size, right? So maybe it's been a month or two. If you can see, the bucket has a very tight lid on it so that no raccoons or anything can get in. And the bottom where I have holes is also buried underneath wood chips, right? I want worms and flies and all that stuff to be able to get into the holes, but not raccoons or anything like that. So I put that one there. It's feeding that plant, and the plant's doing really, really well. And so is this butterfly bush, which I couldn't get to live when it was just, I couldn't get it to stay alive when it was just in the container that I bought from the store. So let's move over to where the other one is, and I'll show you why I am doing it. So I put the second mulberry in, not at the same time. So this one just went in the ground last week. So I'm just doing it for documentation purposes. But this mulberry tree went in the ground last week, and it's tiny. You can see it's maybe 4 or 5 inches high. That's it. And it's not struggling horribly. It's just, just went into the ground. This papaya, however, is struggling a little bit. So what I did is I moved the wood chips back away from the root structure, and hopefully that will help give it a little bit of space. I think the carbon in the wood chips is locking up the nitrogen in the soil for the papaya to do really well. So anyways, let's get back to the compost buckets. Obviously these are blue Lowe's buckets. I am not going to have these in my front yard or anything like that, and my goal is to actually have them covered almost all the way with wood chips. But let me just show you. Right now, I just did this last night, so I had eggs for breakfast yesterday, so I put that and my paper plate in the bottom of the bucket, and as you can see, there's just holes. I just drilled holes all the way around the bucket, and I need to be able to have that covered so that like I said, the rodents and things like that aren't attracted to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start filling it, but I wanted to do that with you so you could see what I actually put in it. So obviously I do food scraps. I have some leaves that I took off my plumeria this morning that are diseased, and it's the time of the year where they're just going to fall off anyway. And then I have my shredder from all the mail that I get, so I shred all that paper and then I just reuse that paper. And then I also have some more food scraps and things from the kitchen, like my coffee grinds, a lime, some paper from my tea bags, a banana, and some peppers. I just toss all of that stuff in there so that it all goes, and it'll eventually break down from the worms, etc. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put a layer of paper at the bottom, just so you can see what I'm doing. Let me hold this steady. I should have brought out my tripod. So I'm just going to put a couple handfuls of this in. This will soak up, all the water and things like that, and not make it so attractive. Now, I don't shred anything except for paper in that paper shredder, so there's no plastics or anything like that in there. I'm going to take the leaves, I'm going to dump those all in there, and they have tons of aphids on the back of the leaves. These leaves, because of the irrigation system that the builder put in here, they have a spigot that sprays the water right on the leaves, and so they're not as healthy as they should be. Anyways, I'm going to take all my food scraps from my kitchen, and I'm going to dump them in there. And then I'm going to put a few of these wood chips in from the ground. I just took some wood chips off the ground, and I'm going to put those in. This will bring in some fungus and things like that that'll also break it down. And then, you know, every week I'm gonna bring my food scraps out and put that in there. Like I said, I'll add more wood chips up around it so that the bucket is, you know, at least halfway covered with wood chips. And, you know, there will be fly larvae and soldier flies and all that kind of stuff that get in there, lay their eggs, and then it'll start doing its job. And you'll see, I wanted to document it. Take a look at that mulberry tree, see how small it is. Now they do grow fast on their own as well too, so this is not, it's the growth that this mulberry is going to get is not just directly related to this compost, but it is, it will certainly help, that's for sure. Anyways, I hope you try it at home. Again, don't do it in your front yard, right, where people are seeing, you know, blue buckets laying everywhere, because that'll look ugly. But in the backyard where nobody sees, you know, you can really help your plant and reduce your waste consumption inside your house. Hope you all have a beautiful and blessed day and try it.